in this chart, there's no definitions here. No gates are activated consciously or unconsciously by any planets. That's what we call a completely open center. It sounds like what it is. It's incredibly open to anything coming towards it. So, if this is the mental energy, this is ideas, concepts, beliefs, thoughts, could this child be heavily conditioned by any educational environment she was in? Could she be really conditioned by a particular kind of way her mom thinks, or a particular kind of way her dad thinks, or a value system around thought and communication? Absolutely. But what is she designed to do? She's designed to be like a chameleon, you know, learning in every possible way, 100 different environments, not attaching to any of them. 50% of the people, there was this big survey they took like 10 years ago, Human Design, hundreds of thousands of people. About 50% of the people have the center defined, 50 have it undefined. That's a lot. Most education systems are based off of a defined way of thinking. And it's usually a logical way of thinking. It's usually a left brain way of thinking. That's not even half of the population. So this is a center that's hugely conditioned. A lot of times the story that comes in, and this is what in design they call the not self. So the not self is basically where we're playing out like, I should be this definition, but I'm not. So the not self here is saying, I should know what I'm supposed to do next. I should know how to do everything that I do. I should have everything figured out. Right? I can't rely on my thoughts. That's what we call the not self. They're not supposed to. Whereas a person that is defined here, in a way, there's a limitation. Because they're going to think that way consistently, and they're going to define themselves that way, through that thought stream. This person could be an open channel. They could have psychic abilities. They could be an intuitive counselor. Because they don't have to attach to one way of being. But what can happen is, if growing up, two parents that have mental definitions, especially different mental definitions, there's going to be huge amounts of conditioning here. Logical way of being. One could be all about beliefs, you know. One could be all about logic, very different. And that could be happening. The child doesn't know what to believe and gets very confused a lot of the time. Very confused. Or they could take one of those beliefs and try to do that, or one of those ways of thinking and try to do that, but get overwhelmed because they're not really designed to do that. So they're going to get distracted by other things. Then they could go into a story, or their parents could go into a story. Why can't you learn like this? I don't understand. You're ADHD, you know. So this is a huge piece, and when we look at these, all of these centers, they're all integral to each other. They're all connecting to each other.